Welcome to Carmen's Australian Storytime. Today we are reading Wombat Stew, written by Marsha Vaughan and illustrated by Pamela Lofts. And then
what do we call this part?
the blurb at the back says, one day on the banks of a billabong, a very clever dingo caught a wombat and decided to make a gooey, brewy, yummy, chewy wombat stew. However, when Wombat's friends decide to help, things go very wrong for Dingo. I'm excited to read it.
All right, let's see what happens in this story. A Wombat Stew. I'm very curious about this book. Are you? And of course, it's another rhyming book and about Australian animals, our favourite things. One day, on the banks of a billabong, a very clever dingo caught a wombat. Read the words
and
loose.
Decided to make
Wombat stew, gooey, brewy, yummy, chewy, wombat stew. Oh, wombat, I don't know about this, Mr. Dingo.
Platypus came ambling up the bank. Good day, Dingo, he said, snapping his bill. What is all the water for?
What does ambling mean, Luce? When you amble along, what does it mean?
Cruising?
Oh, good try. Ambling is when you're strolling, when you're going a bit slow. I'm brewing up a gooey, chewy stew with that fat wombat, replied Dingo with a toothy grin. Oh boy.
I don't really think the wombat's fat. I think it's chubby and cute.
Do you think he's going to be tasty? I don't know.
If you ask me, said Platypus, the best thing for a gooey stew is mud. Big blops of billabong mud. Blops of mud? Dingo laughed. What a good idea. Righto, in they go.
Blops of mud? I'm thinking that's not something I want in my stew. What about you, Luce?
No, and if I was the wombat, I'd be hopping out before they went on top of me.
So Platypus scooped up big blops of mud with his tail and tipped them into the billy can. No, this isn't sounding good.
Around the bubbling billy, Dingo danced and sang.
Wombat stew, gooey, brewy, yummy, chewy, wombat stew. They all end in that E sound, but they're actually Ys. Tricky, our English language, isn't it?
Waltzing out from the shade of the ironbox came Emu. She arched her graceful neck over the broom. Oh ho, Dingo, she fluttered. What have we here? Gooey, chewy, wombat stew, boasted Dingo.
Oh, what does it mean if you're boasting?
Saying proudly and you're owning it like it's a good thing.
Ah, good one, Luce. All right, if only it were a bit more chewy, she sighed. But don't worry, a few feathers will set it right. Feathers? Dingo smiled. That would be chewy. Righto, in they go. So into the gooey brew, Emu dropped her finest feathers.
I wouldn't even go near that stew.
No, not sounding tasty at all.
Around and around the bubbling billy, Dingo danced and sang.
Wombat stew, crunchy, munchy for my lunchy, wombat stew. I heard a lot of ch words then, did you? Hear that digraph ch, the CH sound?
Old blue tongue, the The
Blue Blue Lung the Tizzard. Let's try again.
old blue tongue, the lizard, came sliding off his sun-soaked stone. Silly Dingo, he hissed. There are no flies in this stew. Can't be Wombat Stew without crunchy flies in it. And he stuck out his bright blue tongue.
There's a lot to be said for flies, agreed Dingo, rubbing his paws together. Righto, in they go. So Lizard snapped 100 flies from the air, and with his
There's one.
long tongue and flipped them into the gooey, chewy stew. Well, Luce nearly threw an extra one in.
Around and around and around, the bubbling Billy Dingo danced and sang. Wombat stew, crunchy, munchy, for my lunchy wombat stew.
Oh, it is looking a bit delicious. Not. They're all waiting. I wonder if they're all going to give this a taste.
I wouldn't.
No. Up through the red dust. Oh, sorry.
Up through the red dust popped a kidna.
Wait a bit. Not so fast, he bristled, shaking the red dust from his quills. Now I've been listening to all this advice, and take it from me. For a munchy stew, you need slugs and bugs and creepy crawlies. It's the phone ringing.
Dingo wagged his tail. Why? I should have thought of that. Righto, in they go. But I don't think that's advice. I think they're planning something.
Yeah, they are planning something. So Echidna dug up all sorts of creepy crawlies and dropped them into the gooey, chewy, crunchy stew.
Right.
Oh, not good.
The very clever Dingo stirred and stirred, all the while singing.
Wombat stew, hot and spicy, oh so nicey, wombat stew.
Just then, the sleepy-eyed koala climbed down the scribbly gum tree. Look here, he yawned. Any bush cook knows you can't make a spicy stew without gum nuts.
Leave it to a koala to think of gum nuts. Dingo laughed and licked his whiskers. Righto, in they go. And into the gooey, chewy, crunchy, munchy stew, Koala shook lots and lots of gum nuts.
Aha! Cried Dingo. Now my stew is missing only one thing. What's that? Asked all the animals. That fat wombat.
Oh yeah, I nearly forgot about the wombat. Did you, Luce? Wait, stop. Hang on, Dingo. You can't put that wombat into the stew yet.
I would have run away while I could. Why not? We haven't tasted it. Righto, I'll taste it. And that very clever Dingo bent over the billy and took a great big slurp of stew.
I'm poisoned, he howled. You've all tricked me.
His eyes were red. And he dashed away deep into the bush, never again to sing. Wombat stew, gooey brewy yummy chewy wombat stew, wombat stew, gooey brewy yummy chewy wombat stew.
Oh, beautiful singing, Luce.
Thank you.
And that is the end of our story about Wombat Stew.
Would you be the dingo and lick it?
Not me. What about you, Luce?
I am hungry.
Yeah, it is. The story has made us hungry, and guess what? It is dinner time. All right. Thank you for joining us on Carmen's Australian Storytime. Don't forget to
Click the like button down below and subscribe for more Carmen's Australian Storytime.
All right, thank you
And-
for joining us, everyone.
And click on the notifications for more.
All right, see you
Bye.
later.